It's Friday, and normally to be a red one. I just hope that's not the case here, Laddie.
As expected, I mean, it is a red Friday today, and it's still fear. Looking at the fear greed index showing the sentiment in the crypto space is at 26 points this morning.
Yeah, I remember yesterday, I think it was 27.
Yeah, it was 27, and now we're back to 26. So there's been that range between, fear, extreme fear, and neutral. We've not gotten to greed yet. It'll be interesting to see greed again in this market. And I'm sure you remember how interesting, extreme greed, was in the market. But we've seen the market cap there having a pullback. It was at 1.9 trillion, but today we're seeing down at 1.59%. The volume traded is up about 16.41%. We've seen a couple of sell-offs with Bitcoin and a couple of altcoins there. And Bitcoin dominance sits at 41.05%. Price of Bitcoin this morning, 40,727. We've seen that range between 38,000 and 41,000 still continue. Traders are looking for direction in this market. Bitcoin is down 1.99%. We saw sell-offs yesterday with global equities market. And now we're seeing volume traded this morning, $36.87 billion. And we see Ethereum is also down 2.14%. So it's mostly red this Friday. Let's bring in Olumide Additional now, financial market analyst. Hello, Olumide. Great to have you.
Yeah, hello, Laddie. Very ready.
Yeah, quite a, well, I'll say the week wasn't so interesting, for the crypto market. And now seems rate hikes for the Fed is the main issue right now. We're seeing a pullback with Bitcoin and, major altcoins. How are you seeing the market this week?
Yeah, I think we're not really surprised. If you look at the benchmark narrative has been the Hawkish Fed was going to tame down inflation. Now, the United States inflation is almost at 4-decade high, suggesting that the US Fed might take more ammunition to really bring that number down. And that was why the US Fed really spoke the market yesterday. And what we saw was that he highlighted the narrative that they might even increase the interest rate basis points beyond 25 basis points to 50 basis points. And that was why we saw Bitcoin losing $1,500 in a twinkle of hours. Now, it's not just Bitcoin. What we're really seeing is that liquidity in risky assets are going to safe haven assets. And that's why the US dollar is getting strong. That's why gold stocks are getting weak. That's why the crypto market is suffering. So I think my outlook for this week is very bearish. And that's because investors right now would not want to be caught unawares, so they will try to reduce their risky positions. And that definitely the surge of Bitcoin breaking $45,000 resistance level, above resistance level, does not look likely. But we need to also highlight that adoption is increasing. We are seeing good macros. Just today, CZ of Binance disclosed that they've been able to recover about $5.8 million. That was part of the crypto ace from Axie Infinity. Recall that that happened some weeks ago, where about $620 million went underwater. But it just tells you that it's very difficult to launder stolen funds in the crypto market. The crypto market is maturing, but liquidity remains an issue. With the US Fed major concern to tackle inflation, I don't see the crypto market surviving such uproar.
Right, and obviously we see traders spooked, all over the market. But at the end of the day, we have leveraged traders, looking for direction at this point. How are you seeing the shorts? How are the shorts looking, entering the weekend?
The shorts really, they have to be cautious because, we're talking about liquidity here. So we're not seeing the growing market participants from the buyers and sellers side, just like what we saw in 2021. So this tells you that it's very tricky, but I think the bears have the upper hand. Like you rightly said, they might take in aggressive positions coming to the weekend. But I think the narrative is that we've seen bulls really taking battle at the $40,000 psychology support level. So it will be very tricky to underestimate the bulls, rather than giving the bears the much needed ammunition to break below. But if that really happens, then I think Bitcoin might really have a lot to fight for.
Yeah, because it's interesting when you see the, the bears having the upper hand and the shorters, accumulating in the market. Then from nowhere you see a candle just come out, and you see Bitcoin, going up, and we see all those shorts, liquidated at this point. But what's your outlook for next week?
Yeah, my outlook for next week is kind of bearish, but I think one of the things I've really seen in the crypto market in 2022 is that the key support level, the $38,000 support, 35, are very, very important. So I think the bulls have been able to fight the battle well, despite the hawkish narrative we've seen in the US Fed. And let's look at the geopolitical uncertainty coming from Ukraine, Russia. If positivity comes from that, maybe that can give the market some respite. We could see positivity back into risky assets. But like the way it's going, it's very difficult to bet against the almighty Fed that is looking at reducing their balance sheet by $1 trillion in 10 months. Radi,
yeah,
I don't know how the crypto market can
I know it's quite a tough time, but it is expected. It's been called the year of the squeeze. Thank you so much, Olumide.
Yeah.
All right, now, so looking at the top alts by market cap, we only have eCash there in the green, up about 2.41%. It's majorly red. The BNB down about 2%. Cardano losing that $1 mark, down 2.47%, and XRP at 73 cents. So, it's still begging for direction, right now. We don't know where it's going, but it looks like it's going to be a red weekend.
Yeah, it looks like that. But I think for the second time this week, I heard you and your analysts saying the crypto market is boring, and I never thought I'll hear that.
Well, it is quite, boring. But, at the end of the day, is it wrong for Bitcoin to be stable?
Yes,
price-wise.
Yes, it is.
It shouldn't be wrong.
What's the attraction? If it's stable, what's the attraction? We have stable coins.
Yes, you have stable coins, but
so Bitcoin shouldn't be stable.
It's not bad to have, some days of stability, in the market. The market is actually maturing,
So Bitcoin is just trying to catch its breath. That's what you're trying to say.
Exactly. Very unpredictable market.